Try again.
Okay, interview with Calum McIntyre. Well, Calum, a solid away performance.
Yeah, absolutely. Clean sheet on the road. Back to back clean sheets. 5 unbeaten. Loads to be positive about. I think the frustration is, I think we could have been more than solid. I think in the second period, maybe we need to have a little bit more, be a little bit braver. And as the game went on, I thought they were in the ascendancy. The biggest positives for me, I thought our defensive unit was absolutely outstanding. Harry Tyler has made, when I mean saves, he's had to gather a few, stuff's dropped at his feet. He's made one really good save from the from the volley on the half turn. I thought he was again really pleasing in terms of not having loads to do, but the defensive unit, yeah, absolutely really pleased. Delighted for Matty Williams. Gets a lot of criticism from me, a lot of stick, because I want to work with him and I want to work with him. I want to make him better all the time. It's about pushing him. Delighted for him to have a clean sheet. Harrison Burke again, 20-year-old, wearing the armband today. Really pleased. And I thought, look, Kev Roberts, Lewis Colton, Jamie Morgan again thrown into the team for the first time at right back this season. So I was really pleased. But I kind of keep repeating it over and over again about there's a process in place that we're underway with, and it won't be overnight. This is a team last season that didn't get enough points away from home. We are now a draw, a defeat, a win and a draw in terms of our point return. I thought we could have won the game today. We'd done more with our ascendancy in the first half, and I'd want us to be a little bit braver in the second. But you can see what we're trying to do. You can see we are trying to make us solid and hard to beat, and at times we then have to sacrifice stuff at the other end of the pitch. But today I thought we did enough in the first half in terms of creating stuff. We need to carry that on the second period.
We weren't helped obviously by an early injury to Cole Hall. Can you tell us any more about that?
It's getting used to players getting injured. Impact injuries constant. Look, it's hard at the moment. I don't know where that's at. He joins Declan Weeks on the injury list that I don't expect to see for a number of weeks. Liam Edwards on the injury list. We've obviously got Adam Thomas and Joe Lynch back from suspension today. It's so difficult, and there's a group of us that are working very hard around the football club, and I keep making that point, and I'll repeat it to you. I'm not fussed if you're bored about hearing it. Absolutely working so hard to get us where we want to be, and from the football point of view, that's me, it's Mike Alcock, it's Colin Woodthorpe, it's a football side of it that we're trying to get us where we want to be. Off the pitch, you see what the club are doing, but it doesn't happen very overnight. And what can be really hard is when you're doing everything you can and people don't see it, and stuff from the outside, and you pick up on some stuff, trying to do what's right for every player at the club, every single one of them, whether they were here today or not. I'm trying to do the right thing to try and take us forward, and if nothing else, the hard work, it will get us there eventually, but we need to stick with it. So yeah, it doesn't help having another player injured. I'm not going to complain about it because I've got a brilliant group of players and a brilliant group of people. I just want people to see the hard work that goes into a performance like that, but everything to trying to get us as a club, not just a football team, where we want to be, because it can be draining when you feel like you're not being given a fair crack at the whip. And I think it's about time I said that, because we're working very hard to get the right type of performances. It won't always be perfect. We won't always be able to make decisions that people want, and in the same way I can't always give people the information that they want as to why we make certain decisions, but there's always more to it than what you might see in the first instance.
Okay, so from a forward point of view, you had one good chance in each half really that could have won you the game.
I think more than one in the first half. I think, to be fair, we got in areas in and around the box where we didn't do enough. Kurt Willoughby's had a chance that's gone round the post. Dudds has had one that he sort of rebounded off the goalkeeper. I thought we got the ball that Cole pulls across. Harry McHugh's not quite made the box. Darren Stevenson comes in his left foot and potentially could pull it back. So I just thought we look at final third entries and penalty box entries. We have a real focus on the analysis side of things, and that's what we'll judge on. What we probably haven't done is work the goalkeeper enough, whether that is the final decision to pull the ball across, whether that is actually to work the target. In the second half, like I say, I thought they improved, and they've got some good players, as you can see. Don't read into their league position. Look at who they didn't bring on today. That would be the biggest bit. Gilchrist and Malt, unused subs in the Conference North, is wow. So for us, you then look in the second half and adjust. When they got in the ascendancy, just try and change that mentality a little bit of let's sit in and have our point. But then if you defend well enough for long enough, we have a saying that you'll always get a chance, and we have, and it's an unbelievable save. If Harry Tyler's made a great save, so has Theo Richardson at that end, and I thought it was just not quite to be for us.
Positives, obviously you had Adam Thomas and Joe Lynch back after suspension, and I thought Lynch, particularly in the second half after he came on, affected the game, didn't he?
Loads of positives. The biggest positive for me this week is I got to pick a squad. I got to leave players out. It's not something I enjoy doing, but we were given decisions to make and we had to do it. We had to pick a team, pick a squad, because we started to get some competition back. In the same way, yeah, there's loads of positives. The defensive unit is the overwhelming positive. The way in which we controlled the game in the first 45 minutes is a positive. And then, yes, you look at the individuals to get them two back. Joe Lynch is a very, very good footballer. I told you that in July. He will be very, very good for us. That's why we've been gutted to lose him for 3 games. So we get him back in the mix. And look, we just need to try and turn that first half into goals, really, on Tuesday night, surely. But I equally recognise, I think we need to get better at stringing back-to-back 45 minutes together. I don't think we've started the last 2 games before today well, though we started today really well and didn't back up in the second half. That's on me. It's part of that process that I've alluded to earlier to try and get right.
So one tough away trip out of the way, and another one now on Tuesday at Chorley. Yeah,
look, again, they're exciting for us in that a really big away following again today, got right behind the football team. I'm sure they'll do the same again at Tuesday. Away at Chorley, again on the Tuesday night. So for us, priorities now are about recovery. And you know what, it'd have been the same if we won the game. If that is Kurt that scores at the end, we score in the first half, something goes for us, whatever it might, Matty Williams gets the penalty that he probably should have had in the first half, something like that goes for us, I'll be saying the same thing now. I'll be saying it's about recovering tomorrow. The players, once again, volunteered the time. Monday's normally a day off for us in our model. They said, no, we'll be in, we'll be working hard again before the Tuesday game, and we'll do some work. It's a Chorley side that I believe have won again to 0, scored about 400 goals on Tuesday night. That we're going to have to be at our best, but that type of defensive performance with a little bit better in around the box, which we have been, by the way, over the course of the game so far, we've been right in terms of putting the ball in the net. That stuff clicks, then I think you'll see a really a formidable unit. But as a starting point and foundation away from home, there's more than a couple of positives for me to take. I think it's more for me about the wider picture as to what we're trying to do here is win football games, yeah, but the position that we've started from to go and win football games isn't, everyone doesn't start from scratch again. Ultimately, we inherited very little, a disappointing season last season, and we need to try and turn that round. And I tell you what, I will try every single day to make that happen, and I know I speak the same of the staff and the same of the players. And if this is the foundation and the starting point that we're going to get better from, starting to look solid on the road, wow, I'm excited.
Calum, thanks for your time.
Cheers.